This lesson is about finding percent of a number. We've used the bar models in the past, and now we're going to look at two other methods in order to find the percent of a number. We can use two methods to find the percent of a number. We can change the percent to a fraction, or we can change the percent to a decimal. In order to change a percent to a fraction, we write the percent over 100 because percent means per 100. So let's say I have 36% and I want to change that to a fraction. I'm going to write 36 over 100. I know that I can probably reduce that because that'll help keep my number smaller. So I can divide this by 4, and I'm going to get 9 over 25. That's the fraction I will use to solve my problem. I can also change the percent to a decimal. And knowing that there are 2 zeros in 100, this reminds me to move my decimal 2 places to the left. So I'm going to write the number 36 without the percent sign, move my decimal 2 places to the left, so I have the number 36 hundredths. So let's do an example. Let's find 5% of 300 by writing the percent as a fraction. So I'm going to take 5 over 100, and I'm going to think that can that be reduced? Yes, because I know 5 goes into 100. So this can be reduced to 1 over 20. Then I'm going to take 1 over 20 times 300 over 1. Are there any cross cancels? Absolutely. 20 will go into 300 15 times. So when I multiply across, I'm going to get 15 over 1, where my answer is 15. So 5% of 300 is 15. Now let's use the decimal method. This time I'm going to change the percent to a decimal. So I have the number 5, and I'm going to move the decimal 2 places to the left. Oh. Well, now I need to fill in a 0 for that place value. So I actually have the number 0.05, or 5 hundredths, and I'm going to take that times 300 using my calculator. 0.05 times 300 equals 15. Same answer. 5% of 300 is 15. So now let's use both methods to find the answer. Find 25% of 180. Let's write 25% as a fraction, which is 25 over 1. I know I can reduce that. So I'm going to divide both numbers by 25, and I'm going to get 1 over 4 times 180 over 1. Now I need to think how many times 4 will go into 180. 4 will go into 180 45 times. So when I multiply across, I'm going to get 45 over 1, or 45. Now let's use the decimal method. I'm going to change 25% to a decimal, move 2 places to the left. 0.25, or 25 hundredths, times 180. And I will use my calculator, and the answer is 45. Same answer. We can also use both methods with percents that are over 100. Sometimes students will get confused when they say a percent over 100 and think that they cannot write that as a fraction or a decimal. So I'm looking at the number 150%. I'm still going to write it per 100. So my fraction is going to be 150 over 100. I can reduce this fraction by 50. I can divide both of these out by 50. So how many 50s are there in 150? 3. How many 50s are there in 200? I'm sorry, 100? 2. So I divided by 50. Leave it as an improper fraction to work out your problem. Now write 150% as a decimal. Again, just move 2 places to the left. There's a 2 zeros in percent, so move 2 places to the left. So if I have a percent that's over 100, this is the decimal 1.50. Okay, so now let's use both methods to find 150% of 28. I know 150% is more than 100, so it's going to be over 28, whatever my answer is going to be. So I'm going to remember from just working that 150 over 100 reduces to 3 halves. And then I'm going to take 3 halves times 28 over 1. I have a cross cancel of 1 and 14. 2 goes into 28 14 times. I will multiply across. 3 times 14 is 42 over 1, or my answer is 42. Is 42 larger than 28? Absolutely. Is 150% larger than 100%? Yes. And remember our decimal, 1.5, by moving the decimal 2 places to the left. I'm going to take 1.5 times 28 on my calculator, and I will also get 42. Okay, here are your 3 got it problems, and what I would like for you to do is I would like for you to use both methods, the fraction and the decimal. You should get the same answer, but I want you to be able to do the fraction method and the decimal method so that you're comfortable with both of them, and then we will check your answers tomorrow.